I think you were in this dream I had. I don't really know what it means, I'm scared. Well, I was like seeing my camp counselor and I was like 17.
He wanted to talk about his girlfriend that he just broke up with. And I had heard from her through her friends that he was really aggressive and he slapped her and whatever, and that's why she didn't want to be with him. But it was always kind of confusing because he's just kind of a weird guy. So when he slapped me, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, yeah, I remember that being told to me.
I don't know, like he really liked to like put his hands around my throat. He would like spit in my mouth. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently that's a thing. He would like smack me across the face. Sometimes we'd be arguing and he would hit me or like strangle me. And like, yeah, one time we were arguing and he put his hand around, I don't even know what we were arguing about because we'd be just like delirious and drunk and aggressive. And he was like grabs me by the throat and pulled me to him and gave me this huge like gross hickey. And then he said, you can show all your faggot friends that.
But every time we slept together, I would walk away. I would come away from the room and I would just feel like a little less myself and a little less capable and a little less in charge of like how I felt and what I thought. So when he choked me with the belt, I was like, yeah, I'm down. And then when he went to choke me again, I was like, well, what if I do it? And he was totally thrown off. He was just thrown off. It was like he didn't expect it. So I was like, now I have to do it. Like, it became a competition. And I was like, well, what if I strangle you? And he was like, oh, you're gonna strangle me? I was like, yeah. So he was like, I don't fucking know about that. And I was like, okay, like, race for the belt, whoever gets it gets to strangle the other one. And he was like, yeah, okay. So I fucking dive for that belt and he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah. So I get the belt first and then he's like, oh shit. And there's this like expectation for me to never mind and give it back. And I was like, fuck no. So he's like, oh, okay, you're gonna strangle him. I'm like, yeah. So he gets on his back and I tie the belt around his neck and tie him to the bedpost. And he's like he's scared. And afterwards, he said, I've never been with a dominant woman before. And when I walked away, like when I went back to my room after that night, I felt like not dirty anymore. Like not dirty anymore. Because I had said something back to his ideas.
When I was 16, he had broad shoulders and blonde hair and bright blue eyes, the soccer player type. And I started to realize, like, something was off. He had been hiding from me that he was a heroin addict. Maybe if I left him, that would push him further over the edge, or maybe I could save him or help him in some way. And so soon after I found out, it was Valentine's Day. And I remember he was frantic about having to go get his sweater in the car. And I knew what that meant. So I was just like, no, like, fuck no, got really aggressive and was just like, that's not happening. Whatever. And afterwards, he's like, I have to use. And I had never seen it happen. And so I see him do it, and I will never forget the moment he looks at me in my eyes and from the bottom of his heart offers it to me. Like, do you want to try?
Nearly knocked me over when you looked at me like that. So I stumbled, but I looked back. You look so familiar. Have I seen you before? Well, they say looks could kill you. So why do I want more? You look like you seen some shit.
But I don't know, that's weird. Like, it was bad, but I didn't, like, not enjoy it. Like,
You look like heaven. You